loving in the world. Away, away. So much loving in the world. Living together as one. Under the golden sun. Living together as one. Under the golden sun. Blow my cleanse my soul. Blow my cleanse my soul.
They're getting louder and louder. We need the big gong. I helped you, Michelle. Thank you, Daddy. Good morning, everyone. Aloha. It's a beautiful day. Yes. Yes. My name is Michelle LeMay, and I'm going to be sharing a few things that are happening here at the center. But first, I want to thank you for everybody who's been showing up to all the activities that we've been going to lately. So how about a round of applause? We've been having a lot happening. And I was thinking earlier, I was like, oh, this past weekend. And then I was like, no, this past month. And then I'm like, well, it can kind of keep going on and on. But from everybody that showed up to the Revs workshop, to the movie on Friday night, to our clothes swap yesterday, we had about 50 ladies come here and bring their goods and leave with lots. So it was really a huge success. So my gratitude to all of you for just participating in our community. And our community is growing and growing and growing. So thank you for that. So two things are happening today after service. The first is that it's birthday Sunday. So who had a birthday in October? Adara and Sue and Anayat. Fabulous. So we'll have cake for that, and we'll be celebrating that. But then also we have, and it will happen during service, where we have a special recognition that's going to happen for the brand new practitioners getting their licenses. And so what that means for us is potluck. Yay! So we invite you to stay after. Even if you didn't bring anything, there's always an abundance of food. So please stay and celebrate and fellowship with us. So that'll be today. And then next Sunday, we have Rap with the Revs. This is something new. We're, I think, our third or fourth month doing this, and it's an opportunity to stay after service and meet the Revs and learn about the spiritual leaders, but also learn about other spiritual members here at the center. So it's especially good for people who are new or just coming for your first couple of times, because you'll get to know a little bit more of your community. And it's pretty informal. We just circle up and share about our spiritual experience of finding CSL, how the center got started, for those of you who are new. So we invite you to stay. We do that the first Sunday of every month, which is also our Bring a Friend Sunday, because again, we want to keep our community growing and growing and growing. So if you know someone that you want to share CSL with, or if you're online and you've been watching and peeking in and want to come in, next Sunday will be a great opportunity to do that. So please do that. And then we're coming into November. What? I feel like October just totally flew by, but we have lots happening in November, and the first is going to be a brand new series that we're going to be starting, and it's called a New Thought series. That's the philosophy we practice, and we figure that we will be speaking about some of the mystics and the philosophers and the people who really this incorporates. So the very first one is going to be about Ernest Holmes, because of course he is the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit, and Reverend Patrick will be teaching that. It'll be different people that'll be teaching them as the months progress, but that's going to be Wednesday, November 8th from 7 to 8, and that's going to be by Love Donations. And, you know, it's just another way to get to know where the philosophy comes from. We come here on Sunday and we get filled, but it's a way for us to learn more, to put it in our everyday lives. So meaning like Monday through Sunday. And then we also, for those of you who have been coming and may not be a member yet, we are going to be having another new member Sunday where we recognize those who have chosen to have CSL Kauai be your spiritual home. And if you're wanting to know more about that, you can speak to me after service. You can also speak to the Revs on the information table out back. It's just a simple form just to giving us your info, and it's just about making a commitment to yourself and your spiritual growth. There's no financial commitment in the sense of like becoming a member, but it is something that we don't always talk about, but we want to encourage you that if you've been loving coming here or been watching, because you don't even have to be here physically on island to be a member, but you want to support CSL Kauai and support your spiritual growth, then let us know. We can help make that happen for you. And we also have spiritual living circles that happens they're actually twice a month, once in Princeville, once in Kalaheo. So the one coming up this Wednesday, the 8th, is in Kalaheo with Rebecca DeRoos, and that's going to be 4 to 5:30. So thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you, because I didn't see that one. We are going to be needing a few volunteers. We have more curtains that we're going to be putting up over by Jonathan and that whole side. It's going to help keep us cool because it gets quite hot here. And Jonathan is overheating out back with the sound. And it's great that he's out back because he can hear us good, but now he's sweating. So we want to help him out. So if there's anybody who wants to help do that, please let Reverend Patrick know, and we'll get you all dialed in. Oh, Kelly's raised his hand. Were you raising your hand too, Rob? Oh, you were just waving. It's kind of like an auction. So we've got some help. Thank you. All right. Well, enjoy your service, everyone. Thank you for your attention. And here's Reverends Rita and Reverend Patrick.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Wow, great group of people here today.
Yay. Thank you, Michelle.
So we're going to start out today with something very special. I know you've been hearing all about this practitioners, but today makes it official because they actually get their license, not diploma, license. Ooh, that's when you go, ooh. And they are like and they're like, when we got ours, they were like on the back of a napkin bar thing. But these are like fancy schmancy when they get it. So, go ahead.
Yeah. We want to also invite up Reverend Diane and Reverend Peggy, Dr. Peggy, and Deborah to just stand in consciousness as we welcome these new practitioners. Just come on up. So we have Roseanne Jones.
Woo!
Rob Jones.
Yeah.
Where's Malia? Where's hers? Oh, here it is. And Malia Reed. Yay. Is she here?
She's not.
And Malia Reed. I feel like I'm in The Sound of Music. Oh, wait.
And the Von Trapp.
All right, so
And-
Malia's not here. I don't know what happened to her. We'll have to check because she should be here. Okay. Oops.
Okay.
That
So,
fell out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Malia,
they get
you're
a
in the
card,
house right
too.
now.
Okay.
And I thought it would be very nice to actually read what is on the back of this that they sent to them, and it's from Dr. Jane Ryder, Reverend Dr. Jane Ryder, and it says this: "Congratulations, you are now a member of a much respected group of individuals known as practitioners of the Centers for Spiritual Living." Yes. This is the result of your desire, your vision, your perseverance in achieving your goal. 4 years, you guys, 3 or 4 years to this is it. Welcome to the Centers for Spiritual Living Practitioner Community. The one who attempts to heal himself or another through a recognition of the creative power of mind and the ever availability of good is a mental spiritual practitioner. Such a one refuses to allow negative thoughts to control his consciousness. She endeavors to greet the divinity in every man, woman that they meet. As you go about being a practitioner in the way Dr. Ernest Holmes describes, you are greatly blessed. Know that you are never alone, that the God presence is always your silent partner, and this infinite spirit will never fail you. The blessings of being a practitioner are great. Accept them in love and with joy. And on behalf of Rita and myself and all of us, we just welcome you with your license. I cannot bribe you any longer with little stuff because they'll be in your hot little hands, and I know that Malia wherever she's at, that she's with us as well today.
so,
So let's give them a hand. And then we have a little special treat for you. If you two will go sit over here.
And then,
Thank you.
thank you for doing that. Thank you for standing with us. All right, so both these people like to hear me sing, so I thought that I prepared this song for them and for all of us. I can't think it just says what we all stand for. Thank you, Jonathan. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too late, I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner buy defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Unlimited, our future is unlimited, and I've just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday I'll be flying so high, defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. If you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, bring a message back from me. Tell them how I'm defying gravity, flying so high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down. Thank you. Okay. I'm glad you all showed up on time. Oh, okay, good. Okay. Now we can start the service. Okay.
All right, everyone.
So now we know that we can defy gravity. So
You know, Rita, we have to give her another hand. That was just absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Yes, this is our time of recognizing and remembering that peace is what we always require. Yes, but the good news is, hello, Ada. The peace is always right here within us at all time. We light this candle just as a symbol of light that we bring to ourselves and bring to this planet and bring to this world, and that's how powerful we are when we stay in our own peace and let that ignite out. So let's just take a moment to just bathe in peace. Take that beautiful song and that thing called life and just bathe in this thing called peace for a moment. And so it is.
So welcome again to the Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, where we practice the science of mind and spirit. And it is a science and a spiritual practice. It's science because it can be proved, because we know that we are that power and presence, that it moves through us and we live and move and have our being in it, and that we use a law called the laws of cause and effect that makes things so when we think aright. Well, even when we don't think aright, it makes things so. So our goal is to think from that highest place and that place of the divine, and to see our lives unfold from that place.
And who is here for the very first time today? So, hey, there we go. Well, is there anyone else on this side that I missed? No. Okay, so we just wanted to let you know that we know a little something about you that we want to share with everyone. And she smiles, right? It's like, really? And it is this. Let's not even hold back, because, we don't want to keep it suspenseful. Shall we let her know? Yeah. Okay. You are magnificent.
You are magnificent.
But I'm sure you knew that. But in case you did not know that, we are here to tell you. And the reason we knew that about you is because we know it about ourselves. And that's where it starts, too. We know that we are magnificent. So every person that we meet is magnificent. It's God meeting God, good meeting God. So shall we say it together? I am magnificent. And then Rob, the licensed practitioner back there, is also working the, he's got his little, he's got that camera over there. And what that allows us, because of that infinite intelligence, that allows us this technology that brings us from this room to whatever room is watching. And I think that is so wonderful that we get to share ourselves on this island with the rest of the world that chooses to tune into us. So, shall we let them know who they are?
You are magnificent.
And I know Tom is watching today. He's not feeling so good, but we know he feels much better now, doesn't he? Right? Aloha, Tom.
Aloha,
and
Tom.
So why don't you look to your left, to your right, anywhere. Look behind you. Just let somebody know how magnificent they are. Starting with me. You are magnificent.
Let's
you
say hi to
open it
Lena
today?
and Greg. Lita and Greg. Before we after.
Wow. So why doesn't everyone stand up with that magnificence, and we'll have an opening song here with the wonderful Maria Cristina and Luis.
Love is all there is, right in, wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here, love always, always. Love is all there is, right in, wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here, love always, always. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is.
Yes, love is all there is, and we are here to recognize that love today and to spread it all around to each other and out into the world. And I'm so grateful to be here today as part of this community. I am grateful for everything that transpires today, knowing that it is all perfect and coming from love, So I know that this service just unfolds moment by moment by moment, that every single thing that needs to be heard is heard and said is said, and it's all done for the highest good, not just of us, but of the whole planet. So I give gratitude for that, and I said, let love be, as I release this word, as I let it go, as we say it together, and so it is.
Love is all there is, right in, wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here, love always, always. Love is all there is, right in, wide open. Love is all there is, we're here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here, love always, always. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is.
Thank you. And I'd like to invite Dr. Peggy Price to come up and give us our meditation and treatment, and to let her know how much we're going to miss her and Dawn. Today's her, they're coming back though, they're moving back here, so. Yeah.
Hold us in consciousness. Yeah, and I loved your song. Thank you. It's one of my favorite songs. And you know, it's Halloween, and sometimes kids get scared at Halloween time, right? And one of the kids here in our community this morning was talking about the Halloween decorations and how scary they felt. And I said, just whistle a happy tune. But one of my favorite affirmations when I'm feeling a little scared or anxious is this. And I invite you to go within with me to just see how this feels for you and if it's a fit. And it's just simply this. I am centered and poised in spirit. Nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. I am centered and poised in spirit. Nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. I am centered and poised in spirit. Nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, wrote, "Peace is the power at the heart of God." Peace is the power within our hearts. As each of us, in our own way today, is drawn to this space, to this beautiful center for spiritual living, Kauai, we come in peace. We come into this incredible space to feel that peace, that calm peace at the heart of our soul. To know that as we are joined together here, we are joined together in awareness and agreement of that one power, that one source, that one life, that all there is, which indwells each and every one of us. It indwells me and it indwells all. It is that power that moves through us, that activates us. It is a power of joy and beauty and wisdom. It is a power of intelligence. It is a power of peace and abundant good. And as we express this power within ourselves and through ourselves, we activate something in the world around us. We become a unified field of those who come into this experience choosing love, choosing peace, choosing divine right action for ourselves and for others and for the world. And as we join together here in this space to hear the music and the message and the wonderful, joyous connection of one to the other, we are blessed and we are a blessing. We are given gifts and we give them. And so today, whatever may be going on in each of our individual lives, we know that right here and right now, Spirit is present, and nothing can disturb the calm peace of our soul. And so in that awareness and in that love, we know that we go forth and that we can defy gravity, that we can fly, and we can fly free. And in that knowledge, I just simply give thanks. I accept that truth and bless it and know that as I speak my word, it has power and does not return to me void. And so in love and gratitude, we simply join together in agreement by saying, and so it is.
And we'll do our chant that is in your program. So please join us.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love.
Dr. Peggy. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, everyone. And before I go any further, I want to just welcome Rita and Greg, who are here from Santa Barbara. We haven't seen them in a while. Thank you. They are visiting Kauai, so make sure to make them feel welcome. Yeah, they come from the Santa Barbara Center, right? Nothing's changed, right? Oh, Ventura. Okay. It's all the same to me now. Next door neighbors. Yeah. It's California, you know? Oh. Okay, so that song that I sang before, it's just like I said, it's the it just isn't so in tune with what this philosophy believes in and what I believe. And Ernest Holmes wrote that faith is a mental attitude which is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it, that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible. I'm going to read it again because it's such a great quote. And he wrote it in all caps. And if you don't know who Ernest Holmes is, Michelle said, but in case you came in late, he is the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit and a great mystic from the 1900s. Faith is a mental attitude which is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it, that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible. So, how many of you think that there's some things, don't you have to tell me, but that are impossible? Don't have to raise your hand. Well, I want to just tell you that there is nothing that's impossible. There is nothing that we can conceive of and accept as accept on that level that is impossible. It is impossible that things are impossible. Impossible for a plane. But I think that's oh no, I'm turning into one of those ministers. Okay. Okay. Oh. Whew. All right. Anyway, but if you look back in time, just look back and think of the things that we were told were impossible but came true. If we look at all the great scientists and all the great inventors and all of it, from flying to any of it, who would have ever thought at one time that we would have an African American president? It would be impossible, right? So there is nothing that's impossible. The only thing that makes it impossible is because we don't believe it and accept it. And we try to put like some kind of understanding behind it from what's already present and then try to create from there. So I'm just going to tell you a little story about myself because I love theater. And I left theater, not left it, but I'll never leave it. But theater is the greatest way to explain the creative process, because usually you get an idea, the director gets an idea, and he or she has to implement that idea, and at the end of it, something is created. So I used to live in Farmington, New Mexico, if you can believe that. Which I did. I moved from New York to Farmington, New Mexico, and if you're, yeah, I know, right? If you're familiar with Farmington, New Mexico, I don't know how many people live there now, but when I lived there, there were about 20 to 30,000 people and 75 churches, if you can believe that. So, yeah. So I got involved in the theater community there and, got quite popular there. I was a little diva of Florida, of Farmington. It's not too hard to be a diva of Farmington, but I did become one. Anyway, because I could sing. Anyway, but I also decided to go from my acting to directing. So I wanted to direct this production. It was called Shenandoah. Is anybody familiar with it? Yeah. Okay, if you're not familiar with it, it takes place during the Civil War. And there's a lot of guys in it. So a lot of guys. So they told me it was impossible. First, they told me I would never get men to come out, and they couldn't sing anyway. Then they told me, well, what are you going to do about the costumes? How are we going to we don't have the budget for that. And I had the idea. I was an idea so convinced of itself that I accepted it, and any contradiction was unthinkable. So they allowed me to go ahead because I had some other, success experiences, and they thought it was okay. So let me tell you, I needed 16 guys to be those Confederate and Yankees. I got my 16 guys. I got my 5 sons. I think there were 5. They could sing and dance. I got a beautiful, amazing actor baritone to play the part of the father. And I got this guy. I don't know where he came from, but he appeared with 24 rifles. Civil War. He collected them. He had 24 authentic Civil War rifles that he allowed us to use. Now, he came every night to make sure we took care of them and that he took them back with him. But every night during the production, he came with those rifles and brought them. And then, period costumes. I found a company in Albuquerque that they rented them to us for like a pittance. So we had everything. We had Shenandoah in Farmington, New Mexico. And what I'm going to say about this is it's a perfect idea of how spirit works, because I was an idea that was so convinced of itself that no contradiction could take place. I just knew I wanted to do that show, and I did. And I did a lot of stuff like that when I did theater. So it's the perfect example. But this doesn't just stop at theater. It stops with anything in our life. So the point is that whatever idea you have, it has to be an idea it has to be an idea, a mental attitude which is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible. Does that make sense? It makes great sense, right? Can we do it? We can. But yes, and we are. We are doing it. So I want to just bring this to impossible again. We say we get sucked into the world as it is right now, and we think that we cannot change it, or not maybe us in this room, but but the reason that happens is because we keep going and complaining and accusing and all this stuff that we do, and we keep seeing it as it is instead of what it can be. Now I'm going to sing The Impossible Dream from... I should have just put a bunch of quotes from all the musicals, because, right, they have the great ideas. But this is the truth. It isn't impossible to have peace on earth. It's not impossible. You know those thing they do on Christmas Eve where everybody puts down their rifles? I don't know if they still do it, and everybody has an evening of peace because it's Christmas Eve. Well, if they can do it then, why not? Because the idea that's so convinced of itself that it can't accept a contradiction is that we have to be at war, right? So all we have to do is switch it. But it doesn't happen by us saying, we have to start it within ourselves, right? I say this every Sunday, and I'm just going to keep saying it until it happens, because we have to do it within ourselves. And in our own life, like every time we have some idea, did you know that, I love this, Ernest Holmes described God. You know, we don't believe God's this guy or woman or whatever up on a cloud somewhere. God is a principle. God is a presence principle. And so Ernest Holmes writes, God is the creative insistence of the universe. I love that. God is the creative insistence of the universe. And what is that? That's within us. Each of us is the creative insistence of the universe, because we are creative. We're constantly creating. Sometimes we're not creating all that great of stuff, but we are creating. And sometimes we're creating wonderful, amazing things. And the people in this room, I know, are creating wonderful, amazing things. They're changing their lives. They're living from a higher level. They're living their dreams. They're living out their bucket lists, whatever it is. It's all coming from that. So I read this thing on Facebook about, I read a lot of things on Facebook. It's a great thing, right? About disease. And this person was writing, and they were saying that we needed to stop telling people that we're sick with like certain diseases that are considered incurable. Stop telling them to get over it and have some compassion for them. Now, I would never tell somebody to get over their disease. I would never do that. That is so uncompassionate for somebody that's sick to say, you need to get over that. What are you thinking? Blah, blah, blah. That's how we get accused of doing that sometimes, this philosophy, but that is not what we believe. What we do believe is that disease is a fact, but it's not a necessity. So to tell somebody that they're incurable, that means that they can't be cared for. I think that's just as mean as saying get over it, right? So nothing is impossible. There are people in this very room who have cured themselves of diseases. I'm not going to ask them to raise their hands, but they know who they are, and I'm sure there's more that I don't even know of that have. So disease, it's not a necessity. It might be a fact, but it's not a necessity. And I know that there have been and are, and it didn't stop with Jesus. It continues on and on. There are healers in this world, and that what they do is they awaken the healer within each of us, because we're the ones that are doing the healing. Nobody can heal us. They awaken that channel within us by helping us to recognize our divinity, help us to recognize the true essence of who we are. And sometimes we forget. So does that mean it's bad? No, I think, for instance, the times I've been sick, I've gotten so much out of it. I mean, I have raised my consciousness to a level because I needed to go deeper. It was calling out to me to go deeper and to understand more. And as soon as I did, I was brought out of it. And sometimes healing doesn't even mean that we're going to overcome it in the physical, because it's not a physical thing. Healing is a mental, spiritual idea. And sometimes people heal and then they just pass on to their next expression, but they're healed. So there is nothing that is impossible. And that's my message today. And I want to ask you something. Oh, and I forgot to tell this. I'm going to end with this. Those of you that walk and bike the Kaua'i path, this is what gave me the inspiration for this title, and then I brought it to Patrick, and he goes, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's use that one. He usually comes up with the titles. But if you're on the Kaua'i path and you're by the pineapple dump, or whatever that place is called, there is a chalking in the ground. Has anybody seen it? And it says, so you think you can fly. It's been there for a long time. Is the chalker in this room? No. That's okay. You don't have to reveal yourself. It must be very important to this person because it's been there for a long time, so they must go there. They redo it, and it points toward the pineapple dump. So I pass that every day when I'm running or walking, and whatever I choose that day. I'm getting more to run. And I look at it, and I go, Rita, do you think you could fly? And I go, you bet I can. So am I going to jump off the pineapple dump? No. Is that important to me? No. I mean, someday, if it's important enough for us to jump off the pineapple dump and fly, and we believe we can, I believe we will be able to fly. But right now, no, that's not important to me. But do I think I can fly over the world of conditions and have a greater idea? Yes, I can. So I'm going to end by asking you, and answer, yes, I can, if you feel it. Do you think you can fly?
Yes, I can.
I can't hear you.
Yes, I can.
Great. And so let's go. Fly. Woo. All right, fly.
I was standing all alone against the world outside. You were searching for a place to hide. Lost and lonely, now you've given me the will to survive. When we're hungry, love will keep us alive. Don't you worry, sometimes you've just gotta let it ride. The world is changing right before your eyes. Now I found you with you, it feels like there's nothing I can do. I was standing all alone against the world outside. You were searching for a place to hide. Lost and lonely, now you've given me the will to survive. When we're hungry, love will keep us alive. When we're hungry, love will keep us alive.
Thank you so much. She writes so many of her songs, don't
I didn't
I
write
know,
that
I know,
one.
but you write a lot of your own music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed because everybody was kind of singing, so that was my first clue. I said, how did they know her song? Oh, so anyway, this "So You Can Fly," right? That chalker that's been writing all the thing. I would say usually that it was Michael Fox because he used to do a lot of writing on there, and then say, I don't know who's doing that. I don't know who's doing that. So you think you can fly. This week, my life took so many different directions. So many. But one thing that I really glean from this week is this idea of childlike wonder. I know that surprises you. But I was talking to a friend of mine I've known for 30 years, and she said, how old are you going to be? You know, and I said, I'll be 60 in May. And she said, wow, I always thought of you kind of like Peter Pan. You know, you have this like childlike, you know, innocence about you. Yes, me. And I thought to myself, that's what's missing a lot in today's world for me. And I was thinking of Peter Pan, and how did Peter Pan fly? It was happy thought. If you thought a happy thought, you flew. And by the way, I was out at Kaua'i yesterday because I really needed to debrief a lot from yesterday. And I went out there, and I actually stood out there and went like this. Because I walked on fire about 3 weeks ago, and I thought, wouldn't that be really cool to walk in a Sunday morning and go, guess what I did last night? I flew. And then you would make phone calls. And then, I thought, wouldn't that be cool? And I really entertained it for a moment. I really entertained it. That could I really fly? Now, I wasn't about to test it fully by just going off there. But back to Peter Pan, faith, trust, and happy thoughts. We're accused of that, by the way, having happy thoughts. And we are flying. We're flying in consciousness. But if you get weighed down, have you ever felt weighed down? That's the only reason we don't fly, is because we weigh ourselves down. But there's always pixie dust. If you get pixie dust. Gosh. This week, wouldn't it be nice just to, and we have pixie dust. She has some in her purse, by the way. So yesterday, I had the honor of being in a group, what they call breakout groups at this men's conference, a gathering. And so I'm going to focus in on my gems that I got from that. And it was men sitting around in a circle, and we were just, talking. And what came up a lot was childlike wonder. And, no one loves inner child work more than Patrick, because I do a lot of it for myself. And people would use the word, I know my wife's always saying I'm immature. And I had to break it down, because this isn't about being childlike and having childlike wonder isn't about being immature. Childlike behavior is annoying. Having childlike wonder is the thing that can assist you to fly. And so I broke it down. I said, we get this confusion between maturity, immaturity, and childlike wonder. And childlike wonder allows us to fly. Immaturity keeps us grounded in stubbornness. Childlike wonder allows us to fly. Immaturity, that they get confused a bit, they meaning whoever thinks of this idea that you're acting like a child. We need, for me as a planet, to find that pure, innocent spot again. Spiritual maturity allows me the freedom to know the difference between immaturity and childlike wonder. When is the last time that you looked at your life with wide eyes and mouth completely open? This morning? Or is that just how you sleep? And yeah, but I always say I'm answering back now. If they got something to say, I'm going back out. So yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah, and I got this on Friday night. We watched The Wizard of Oz. Anyone here for The Wizard of Oz? Yeah. And I was just telling someone this morning that I thought a lot about it because I sat in the back and people came dressed up. There was Dorothy and the witch was here. And here it is, this childlike wonder. And I was sitting in the back watching it, and I caught myself going like this. And I thought, wow, when was the last time, Patrick, that you had that kind of really childlike wonder, like, can you imagine what's really happening? Wow. Wow. Right? And people were so oh my gosh, it was like they were going, go Toto, go Toto. And Don, but can you imagine? And I'm sitting in the back like a child. And I just went, we've allowed ourselves for one moment to suspend ourselves and not have to be the grown-up that we think that we have to be. And I let my inner child, I actually shared this yesterday, go wild a bit. And I'm not suggesting that, because my inner child was pretty stubborn for a lot of years and did a lot of sabotaging to me, because it was just all upset about its childhood. And mama and daddy, uncle, and then the list went on. Next door neighbors, everything. So my kid was mad and said, I'm going to get back at you. We're not going to make any money. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. And my little, beautiful little child became a spoiled brat. And I loved him all the way through it. Because that's what's going on. We got a lot of bullies running around that we forget need love. So this whole idea, for me, even Jesus, what did Jesus, one of the lines, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. And we're not talking about the kingdom of heaven that we need to fly to. We're talking about the kingdom of heaven right here in our lives. Childlike wonder. That's what allows us to fly. I read a story, and I want to share it with you in the Science of Mind magazine. And this is about a reverend who I believe had to have been working with her inner child in order to do this great feat. And it's in this month's Science of Mind magazine. Her name is Reverend Connie Phelps. I just want to make sure that I pronounce, because she deserves a lot of credit. And she had this idea. Has anyone done a visioning? Reverend Diane does visioning. There's all these steps, that you ask yourself. And one of the steps that she was in, it said, what is your next step? And a voice from way down, from the bottom of my soul, wow, here we go, said, exactly. It said, go to Africa And then she started, illuminating, right? And just went, "You're kidding." Africa, I don't even know exactly where it is, but fly to Africa, yes, and not only go to Africa, but start a CSL Kenya. Oh, yeah. Because I know that with 43, what's their little thing here? 46 million Kenyans speaking 43 different languages. So the first thing you're thinking is, let's go start we thought Kaua'i. Woo! So her thing said yes, so she went and everything started doing that, adding up, right? Every dinner party she went to, they went, "Oh my God, you're an answer to our prayer." 10 practitioners went there and they're looking for a minister to really start this. Well, first of all, everyone in there in the world of form, they don't have any money. So let's go over there and talk about unlimited. Unlimited. You don't have to, no, you're unlimited. Well, try that when they're starving and no roads and and it went on and on. But she did this. She said, "I'm unlimited." And she sold everything, and she went over there 7 years ago, and she started a CSL Kenya. And this is what she said, which I just love. Whew. "This is a truth teaching, and the truth is for everyone. No matter where you are, what the color of your skin is, or who you are. It's as simple as that." That's conviction. That's somebody saying it's as simple as that. We have a teaching, and why I love this too, because everyone in this philosophy, when they first come into it, they'll go, "Yeah, but what about the kids in Africa? What about that? Why don't you tell them that life is so good?" Well, Reverend Connie Phelps is doing that. And guess what is happening with those little children? They're building schools. Not because they're teaching that you're poor and you need an education. They're saying you're unlimited. You little kids, the parents, "I can't feed my children," but you're unlimited. And they're teaching prosperity. Can you imagine? I don't know about you, but I don't wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm going to go teach prosperity, Africa, first stop." But why not? Because it's not limited to them. They can fly. We do a disservice to anyone that we do not tell them that they can fly. We do a disservice, as Rita was talking about, to say to anybody, "You're incurable." That's close to spitting in somebody's face. There is no such thing. I got here, and there was some impossibilities on that note. That you could actually be birthed is almost an impossibility, right? Trillions try it every day. And we made it. Yeah, right? A whole bunch of cells are going, "I'm going to be, woo," and dodging and all of that. So I am inviting us. It's been a week. My last little example is we had 16, 18 people here on Thursday night that took a real big risk to love themselves. And I really honor them. And if you weren't here, this isn't about, that you weren't here. It was just about, but where were you? No. Because I don't know anyone personally that couldn't use a little bit of self-love. Just saying. Might be somebody here that doesn't need it, but I know I do. But what I know about them is we had this wonderful exercise, 2 of them as a matter of fact, of looking in the mirror and talking to yourself. Now, I can't think of anything more uncomfortable, can you? No. Hi, let's, and it was great too. The minute you pull out the mirror, everybody's like, no, what did I do? I could have been at Lidgate. But what happened was we also did speed dating. We did speed dating. 16 people went around and started to get to know each other and their greatness. Childlike wonder. It was fabulous, right? just to be able to and not to say, what are you going to give me in my relationship? What are you going to give me? Well, I want get, right? I'm going to tell you who I am. These are my attributes. What do you think? Yeah, right. We're getting clear. Wow. What a world, yeah? What a world we live in. That little childlike wonder can fly. Patrick, when I weigh myself down with the heaviness of the world, I thought of that today. Stop trying to fix it all. Stop getting, no wonder, you're watching our brothers and sisters, they're tired. It's hard to fly when you're tired. Have you ever tried it? No. So whatever's on your ankle that's holding you down, we talked about it last week. You are worthy of it all. You are not the crumbs underneath the table. You are not the crumbs underneath it. You are worthy to receive it all. So take your little child this week, homework. Take your little child, just like Sabina's doing. She's rocking her little baby. Why does that have to stop? Now, I don't want you guys rocking me when I'm out. You don't have to. But why does that stop? Everyone looks and they smile and they, oh, Malia, oh. When's the last time you rocked yourself? Just said, wow. Wow, I love you. I love you. Sound corny? No, it doesn't. At least in this room, it doesn't. Try it at the next party you go to. Go home and see your family. And they're all sitting at the table, all talking about what's going on in the world. Say, hey, can we all stop for a minute? Let's just rock ourselves. How do you think that's going to work? We're going to be daring someday, my friends. We will get to the point when we say, people are like, say, I got an idea. Yeah. And they'll say, wow, that feels good, right? Hello, you little children. I love you. Let's have at it. Let's fly, shall we? Namaste. That is the perfect rocking song, is it not? Yeah, perfect lullaby. Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you. So this is our time of giving, and thank you for assisting and helping CSL Kauai to be here. And it's because of all of us that it is here. And it might have started as an idea in Patrick and my mind, but because of the generosity of spirit of everybody here and beyond this island, it continues to thrive. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Mahalo, mahalo.
And we thank the people on the mainland, too, that spend so much time. And I just want you to recognize it for a minute, too, that they send a lot of their consciousness here in monetary as well, because when they visit, they want to make sure that it's here. And so I just really appreciate that, because I say to people, we don't realize that it's not just, hi, but these people are just so loving that they say, wow, this island needs to have this family continuing to grow, and how wonderful that they make that happen. So mahalo, mahalo.
Everyone. Mahalo. Let's turn to our program. There's an investment affirmation there, and we can read it together. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Kauai, my life, and the world. And so it is. Mahalo.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
With that deep gratitude in my heart, I thank the source of all good that is pouring forth through this congregation as consciousness. And I simply give thanks for the blessings that are pouring forth in and through each one of our lives that allow us to share who we are and what we have with each other. And so I simply give thanks that this continues, that our giving blesses us, pressed down and overflowing, and goes out into the world to bless those around us as well. And so I say thank you. Thank you, Spirit, within each one of us for your generous nature that has indeed poured forth through all of us today, and give thanks for it as together we say, and so it is. Mahalo.
Thank you, Reverend Diane. So I think we have some kids.
I think
Let's
we do.
bring him with,
Speaking
with,
of childlike
with Uncle George.
wonder,
With Uncle like George. Uncle George.
let's give it up for him, shall
Let's
we?
woo!
There they are.
Yay! Oh, they made their eye.
So today we did a God's eye, and everybody knows what a God's eye is, correct? No. Well, Ruby?
A God's eye is the power to see and understand things unknown to the physical eye.
That's good, and I even made one. Last night I had to do it to find out how to do it.
That is so great.
Don't leave yet. So let's give them our love and our...
My next little act.
Don't feel bad. Whoa! I did that once. I did it twice, actually, in North Hollywood. It can happen. You're all right? Are you all right, sir? Okay. Okay.
Once I realize I'm going,
All right. So,
we'll go.
all right.
Yeah,
So-
changing your mind midstream
All
is not
right.
right.
So let's give George some of our love too. All right.
Yeah, we love you.
So here we go. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. And so it is.
There it is.
Thank you, George. Thank you, sir. Oh, thank
And
you.
Ruskin's around here too.
So much. I got one too. Yay. Thank you. That's going to remind me. And look it's in Italian colors. Woo.
We find meaning in everything, just so you'll know.
Okay, so we're gonna ask the practitioners that are gonna serve today to come forward, and we're gonna find out what happened. Roseanne will be out here in a minute,
Rob will be
Rob
4
will be
minutes after.
4 minutes after. So they're standing in consciousness today, and you are welcome to come up and have a spiritual mind treatment, which is just them knowing the truth for you about something in your life and activating that law for you. When you can't actually know it for yourself, they're knowing it for you. So if there's something you would like to experience in this in life now, come up and enjoy this. And if you want to go deeper, you can always have a session with them too, and they can talk to you about that. Yes. All right.
Because
so
they're
is there
licensed.
Yeah, they're licensed.
He's still holding it up. Yeah, it's craziness.
All right. Yes. Okay, are we ready?
We
Shall
are ready.
treat-
Let's stand
what?
and let's.
Oh,
get-
wait.
Oh.
We forgot happy birthday.
But you can still stand.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, I was. Okay. All right. Never mind. Stand. Stand up.
Yeah, let's not do extra. Down, down.
So, for all the October birthdays, can you give us a note for happy birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
Birthday, October birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Yay.
Yay.
All right.
All right. Let's work it up so we can have that potluck. Let's go.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all out to beating is what. Light upon light upon light, shining as bright as the sun. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through.
And what I know is that this heart is shining with absolute gratitude for everything that has transpired together today as Ohana. And what I know is gratitude is that opening that allows Spirit to work through and as each and every one of us. And with this gratitude, I'm so grateful for Michelle and every week giving us those announcements in a way that only Michelle can do it. And our Malama team, thank you for just opening up with such light and such love to greet everyone as they came in, Angela, Donna, and Desiree. And so what I know is that we are live streamed because of this wonderful licensed practitioner, Rob. And next to him is Jonathan making sure the sound so that we can all hear. And Reverend Rita, we can't forget you with that wondrous, wondrous song. Yes. And Peter and Arlena, who just blessed us with these wonderful flowers. They're so beautiful. Thank you so much. Ron Stover and the team back there. And George back there with the children, and just wondering right here and right now. And our beautiful Dr. Peggy here, who just stepped right on in and did some meditation for us today and gave us that beautiful treatment. And Roseanne, who's in the bookstore, We just thank you, and who is a licensed. She can be in two places at one time. I just want to let everyone
She is
know
omnipresent.
So what I know is that Maria and Luis over there, thank you for just giving from your heart. And what I know for each and every one of us is that there is so much to be grateful for, and mostly grateful for that presence of good, of God that lives through each and every one of us. So I say, let's have at it. Let's take this out into the street. Let's take this out into our lives. Let's take this from us and to the world as these beacons of light that we truly are. So I say mahalo, mahalo, say it with me, mahalo, mahalo, as together we say, and so it is.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all hearts are beating is one. Light upon light upon light, shining as bright as the sun. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through.